Welcome to Module 3. Tim and I'm Chaitra, so we have Tim with me. So we'll be talking about is how to create a display advertising to promote your business. But let me talk about when you think about display advertising, Tim, is it about banner ads? What is it called as in the digital marketing?
Yeah, I'm definitely, display advertising is, you're going to be using these ads. I like to call them ads. I mean, that's really what I call it, but they're using these all over. We're going to be using them on social media. We're going to be using them in, on blogs, wherever you're taking out an ad. These are where these display ads are going to be. But also, you can be using these in billboards and banners and physical places that you might not think of too. So when you're creating these ads, they can be used in multiple different places. And display ads can convey your message really quickly. And it's very important to stick with your brand and the coloring and where you're at. And so
I have a question,
yeah,
Tim.
yeah.
Is like when you think about display advertising, I've heard like it's very hard to create. Is that true in the small business world?
Yeah, I mean, you have to either know how to specifically use different photo editing products, and it's a lot of times it takes a long time to learn those, and but that's why we're here. We're going to be talking about how to create these display ads using Microsoft 365, which you might not think is something that you can do, but I know that you're going to demo that for us. And
we've been using PowerPoint to create display advertising. It really takes a lot of the pain away.
Right.
Yeah. So why should a small business consider display advertising?
Yeah, definitely. So you're going to get into getting the right audience, and you want to reach the right audience with your ads, and creating with your branding, your colors and things like that for your brand, you're going to be reaching the right audience. And then obviously it's it's a very efficient way to quickly get your buyers and readers to where you want them to go. And then obviously if it's done effectively, I mean, through social media ads and through other blog and other site ads, if it's done efficiently, you're going to grow your business 10 times, whatever, 10 times, 100 times, whatever that's going to be, the effectiveness for your ad. So so let's just show a few of these good ads. And a lot of times you want to use a person in your ad. You want to have the right wording. And the right size too. The right size is so important because whether you're advertising on social media, like as far as Facebook, or if you're advertising on a blog, they're always going to specify what size they have to be, and you have to be able to resize that. And why don't you show us how to create a display ad using Office 365. I'm really curious how you do this. So
perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim. Yeah. Do you like this ad that we created?
Yeah, I do like that. I like that ad.
Isn't that cool? It's like really bright orange, and I'm wearing orange today, so I think it's going to be cool.
I love orange.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is share how to create these kind of beautiful ads in PowerPoint. And it's part of the Office 365 suite, and I use it for most of my work. I live and breathe in PowerPoint, so I love it.
Nice.
So what I'm going to talk about is how to create a display ad.
Yep.
And how to import a new font into it.
Oh, nice.
And then resize the ad in pixels. If you really look at, usually people think as Office products, you cannot turn into a pixel size. So actually we have a trick of how to go. So you don't even need to have other photo editing tools.
Cool.
And the last one is saving the ad so that it can be used in different places like emails and banners and display ads. Nice. Okay. So now let's get to the demo. So there are 10 customizable PowerPoint templates for creating the small business advertising. This you can download, and these templates are really available for you to create fantastic display ads. And when you create a good display ads, you increase engagement. They are plug and play, and then also people love content, or you are doing marketing with the content that people love. So think about this as a turnkey templates that are available for you to create amazing templates. So why use these templates? Let me give you quick insight as when you're using templates, you're saving a lot of time. And second, the thing is that these are proven templates that actually can help people engage and take action. And with Office 365, you can create really good display ads in minutes, which really takes you to the next level. You don't need Photoshop, you don't need any external tools. You have everything in Office 365. And this one will really help you to take it to the next level. But when you're creating display ad, there's always a question. Where do I get photos from? Well, when you are working with Office 365, whether it's a Word or PowerPoint, there's always a mechanism to insert pictures. You can insert from your SharePoint, you can insert from Office Clip Art library, you can get it from Bing Search. When you're doing from Bing Search, make sure that you are using Creative Commons pictures instead of just randomly taking the pictures. You need to really look at the legal rights before you insert. For this particular demo, we already have purchased a the image. This is really a high resolution, and we wanted to really create a compelling Christmas ad, display ad, which really talks about featuring 12 days of Christmas. This looks really good, right? So we want to create an ad which is 300 by 250 pixels, really get that beautiful, the compelling message that you want. And let's go ahead and see how to go about creating it. But in this template, before I start, I also want to make sure you have really some slides for action. There are some really cute, cat pictures. There are some, sunset pictures. And there's some Halloween pictures because Halloween is right around the corner. And then if you really want some blank, it gives you kind of the step-by-step instructions for you to really create your compelling display ad for your small business. Now let's get back to this beautiful ad. You want to see is it really possible with Office 365? Absolutely. So here is what. I actually have this image already imported. So I kind of put this text here and then I took as an image. So let's go ahead and say, how do I get this particular format? Just go into this particular section, which is your format section, and you have all these icons or shapes and banners and that you can use. So for this particular purpose, I really picked was stars and banners, and really picked was a horizontal scroll. What you do is, if you want it, you just kind of bring your horizontal scroll, and then let's say I want to add in, what you call as, let's look at what it is, featuring. So I want to feature something. Let's go ahead and add featuring as a text, because you can write under your horizontal scroll. Now you want to change the font type. Just go ahead and look at your font type, and let's pull the fonts that you like. So for me, I like the Algerian font. It's beautiful, it's really compelling. If you want to change the size, go ahead and change the size either by font size, where you can drop down and change it, right? Or you can increase the size one step at a time. So that may be another way to consider. For me, I'm going to go with 36 as the size. But in the previous display ad, you liked it was red. So I would say, okay, I want to make this one really this beautiful red. So what I will do is go ahead and fill the shape, and it's called as shape fill on your right hand corner. So go ahead and click. I actually like is the eyedropper. This is my favorite tool. I can just go pick the color I want. Voila, it's very easy. And I want to make sure these blue lines goes away and really turns into the red. So go ahead and then you save eyedropper and just go pick. So voila, your scroll looks beautiful, right? So let's delete this. Let's delete this. Okay. So now you're saying is like, how do I insert this particular text on here? Well, that's a great point. What I'll do is cut, Control X. Let's move the font here first. So now it's a font that I can move. Let's make sure we have the size of the font. Increase this size here. And then take this text and put it right on top of it. So before you do it, you just move it under and then say, bring it to front. That gives you the best way to bring your font in front. Now I want is this font to be all white. I would go to the color of the font and I will change it to white. Change the size here. And I know we need to remove the spacing and also change the size. Let's make this one white so it looks much beautiful. There you go. So now you have is your horizontal scroll with the right text, and you want to make sure you have is a beautiful display ad that can be created. Increase the size. So the scroll is going beyond the image. Now you would say, I don't like this gray borders and I want to change it. Just go ahead and double click on that particular image and you will have is a cropping capability. So click on crop and you can start removing the unnecessary white spacing that you don't want for your image. So here you don't want this particular stuff. I just want to see it from here and maybe a little bit here. And then voila, right? Now you say, well, this image is not looking perfect. Let's go ahead and move it in the between right here. Change the size of the image and get the pictures looking good. So that gets you to do is your basic display ad. Now you want to is change the size. So what I would recommend is copy all the elements of your display ad, Control C, go on to your paint. This is where you get to change the size. Control V, so now you have the picture. Now you want to resize. Click on the resize button. Remove the maintain aspect ratio, or if you want to maintain an aspect ratio, you can keep it. For me, I'm going to do is 300 by 180, and that's it. Your image is resized. Control C, bring it back into your PowerPoint, add a new slide. That becomes your ad. Now if you want to make it, you want to save it as a JPEG, just go ahead and left click. And then it would say save as a picture. Usually it'll save as a PNG file, but I would recommend is using a JPEG file, and you can say Santa featured, right? And you can save it in your certain category where you want to, and just go ahead and save it. That's pretty much it to create is a display ad in PowerPoint. My recommendation for all of you is always edit the text. Always edit the text in the PowerPoint, get it to a perfection state in PowerPoint, move it to Paint, change the pixels in the Paint, bring it back into PowerPoint and save as an image, and you are pretty good to go.
Right, and I think too, like the great thing about PowerPoint is you can use it as a drag and drop kind of tool, and I think everybody loves how easy like a drag and drop tool is, and be able to resize things and importing your fonts. And I think display ads are they're a great way to keep your marketing fresh. And that's super important when you're creating ads and all over the web. And then so make sure you guys download the display kit that we have available for you guys. And in the next module, we're going to be talking about how to create an ebook and generate leads and sales.
Awesome. Welcome to the module number 5. What we are going to be talking about is create and publish newsletters. With me, I have Tim, and I'm Chai again, and we have not changed our names yet.
No,
so now, Tim, there is a question that I always get is, do we really need to create newsletter as a small business?
Sure. Yes, and obviously that's why we're here. We're going to be talking about this module. We're going to be talking about why newsletters are so important, because two reasons. You're growing an email list, and you're connecting with your customers and your fans and potential customers, and you're connecting with them in a different way. A little more personal than just a website, maybe more personal than than on social media, because you're actually giving them an email, and then they can you're keeping them up to date, and then you're actually going to you're distributing this content in an organized way, and that's super important too. And so and it's also going to help maintain that relationship. That maybe they forgot to come to the website, maybe they forgot to stop into the store, maybe they forgot to read your blog, but you're helping maintain that relationship in a way that you want to, because you're actually sending them the email and the information, the newsletter, keeping them up to date on what you want to keep them up to date with. And so
I have a question, Tim, here.
Yeah.
You have been fantastic in updating us on what changes you're doing
Sure.
and what kind of programs you're working with your customers. But do you have other small businesses, they reach out to you and see you that, ask you these questions?
Yeah.
How do you do it, and why do you do it? Do you see any problems there that they come up with?
Right, and I think the main problem is, okay, how do I create this newsletter, and obviously then distributing it? Like, are there easy ways to do that? And I know with 365, there's definitely some solutions, and that's why if you could demo those solutions, that would be awesome.
Awesome.
Yep.
Tim, you have inspired us to keep in touch with our customers on a consistent basis. Mm-hmm. But I want to share with you how we do it.
Awesome.
Using Office 365. Yeah. Are you ready for a demo?
Yeah, let's see it.
Okay, so let's get through. What I'm going to talk about is, so what I am usually, when I'm sitting down and want to communicate with my customers, my first tool that I use is Word. Mm-hmm. And I start with finding the right template. As we looked at it across all the demos today, we are preaching is you start with a template.
Right.
You don't have to scratch from start. Someone who's an expert who has created and made it easy way for us to use it.
Right. So, and you can always change it to the way you want it to be, and create your own template.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So if you look at it, let's type in. Once you come in here, you'll say, okay, there's no template, which is really a good newsletter. So start with a search here. You can always go to Bing and search for templates. Sure. But let's say we want to do is a very simple,
Yeah,
nice.
I like that one.
You like it, right? We are all wearing orange. I'm wearing orange.
Right.
I think
using images is awesome. That's a really good one.
Okay, so very simple. You can change everything on this template.
Yep.
From image. So some of the things that we always do is like, since we post our blogs consistently, we can actually pull all the images using the Bing search. So the way we do is go and right-click, go to change picture, and then it loads up here. You can look from your file system.
Yep.
You can go to the Office clip art, or you can go to Bing image search.
Sure.
Since you are doing your hand mediology, let me share with you how we can find the good images.
Sure.
Do you think we can use this one?
Sure. Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
Yep, let's use that
Let's go insert it.
Perfect.
Voila,
awesome.
It's done, right? And
Yep.
you can change the title. You can do an issue date, change any tagline or title of this one. You can change the images, and pretty much you are done creating your newsletter. This is all about changing text and images.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The second part is how to make sure this one is distributed easily. We use called as mail merge. This is a unique feature in Office 365. I feel is like it's a lifesaver. We probably will be talking a lot about mail merge, but what we would like you to do is go to the navigation bar in the Word, and then click on Start a Mail Merge. You can do many things, from letters to emails to envelopes to something, but since you want to distribute your newsletter, create your newsletter in Word using a template, click on email, and you can select which recipient you need.
Yeah.
You can type in a new list. You can literally say, I want to send it to Tim. And I can put in your information here, all the stuff, and I can say, okay, and you are into my list.
It's awesome.
The second is you can also use an existing list, like a spreadsheet, that you can pull it from your system. And what it does is it really populates all the email addresses,
Yeah.
and you just have to hit. And when you send it, this newsletter gets to your entire distribution list.
Wow, all done. Right
Do you like
through,
it?
Yeah, all done.
Isn't that cool?
Through
That's
WordPress.
pretty much how we do our newsletters, especially when we want to have that personal connection.
Right.
This is not like a corporate one, but personally, when I want to send a newsletter and communicate about what I'm doing, that's the template we use, and this is Mail Merge is the feature we use.
Yeah, that's awesome. You guys. So, in summary, I mean, I just actually learned something very awesome about using Mail Merge, and just right from Word, creating that newsletter and sending it right to your email list that you have either through a PDF or through an Excel spreadsheet, or just sending it to a couple people. That's really awesome through Mail Merge. And so,
are you happy? Like you like the
Yeah,
templates,
that's
and
really
templates should be
cool.
a strategy for small businesses.
Absolutely, yeah. And so thank you guys for joining us for that module. In the next module, we're going to be talking about how to create that mailing list and use Mail Merge to send that email to your customers.